Now from here, we're going to shift forwards into Palakasana, inhale, and then exhale. Just give yourself 5 counts to come to a prone position. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And then from here, we're taking the hands back a little bit further than we would normally for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. But before we launch into that, really squeezing your shoulder blades down the back. We're basically doing a kind of slightly shorter, stronger Cobra Bhujangasana first. So really getting all of the good elements together, all of the ingredients we need to be strong, safe, secure, and easeful in our back bends. So really extending through the fronts of the ankles, squeezing the elbows back and together, sending the chest forwards, being super strong through the legs. Monitor how your lumbar is, so make sure that you're supporting it internally with your Mula Bandha, but also the side waists are long. Now keep all of that in play as we slowly peel our bodies away from the ground, lifting up. Just let your drishti be up if it's okay with your neck. Let the pelvis come down, let the chest come down, let the arms come back, and then from there, take the legs a little closer together. So maybe touching, if you have a lot of freedom in your lower back, have your legs touching. If you've got any issues, have them a little bit apart, and we'll come into Shalabhasana. So lifting the legs, keeping the backs of the hands on the ground. Now think long, right? Rather than high, think long. Chest moving forwards. Imagine it can move forward 3 meters and your toes moving back another 3 meters. Feel where your balance is, right? So we're really trying to be on the front tips of the hips. Don't let yourself go too far back onto the pubis. Don't let yourself go too far forwards onto your navel. So somewhere in between, lengthen those legs so the glutes start to really engage. Now from here, we're going to take the hands beside the waist, so even shorter. And then from there, we lift up again into Urdhva Mukha. This time, we're going to bend the right knee, plantar flex the foot, lift the right knee a little bit higher. 5 brisk breaths here. 1, squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. 2, chest lifts. 3, 4, and 5. Right foot on the ground, bending the left knee, lift it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and coming down again. This time we're going to take the arms back but have them airborne. Similar position though for the hands, so the backs of the hands face down, and then we're lifting up into Shalabhasana again. Now with the hands lifted, we've got a bit more wiggle room here, so see if you can take the thumbs towards each other, but without bending the elbows. Now keep this sense of length through the legs, but start to lift the chest a little bit more. Taking the hands and feet down, and we come up again into Urdhva, but this time we start to walk the hands forwards, just a few steps, and then pull the feet forwards. Open and curve the chest up to the ceiling. And exhaling into downward facing dog. Pushing the tailbone up and back. Pushing the heels down. From here, let's take the right knee forwards, just as if we were coming into easy pigeon. So we're not going to do a 90-degree angle at the right knee. Just have the knee quite bent, so it's super easy. And then from there, we're going to come up into a back bend. So bending the left knee, taking your right hand back to take hold of the big toe side of your left foot, and taking your left hand back to take hold of the little toe side of your left foot, and then push the foot into the hands. So this will allow us to lift up with the hips slightly. This will take the pressure off the lumbar, but it will put the pressure on in terms of balancing. So finding that happy medium there. Use the left foot to push the hands away, straightening your elbows. Now from here, we're going to bend the elbows and pull the foot in towards the buttock. Let the chest lean forwards ever so slightly. Use that forward action to then lengthen through the lumbar, through the side waist, and engage through the belly. Now let the hips come down a little bit, and we're going to turn to the left. Taking the left foot into the crook of that left elbow if possible. Right arm comes up and back behind the head. Hold your balance, hold the hands. Looking over to your left. Keep your hips off the ground if you can. Releasing slowly, hands flatten, tuck toes under, coming into downward dog. Stepping the left knee forwards, slightly to the left for easy pigeon. And then bending the right knee. Taking your right hand back to take the little toe side of your right foot. Taking the left hand back to take the big toe side of your right foot. And then push the foot back into the hands. Both hips are airborne. Make them come a little higher if there's any pressure in the lower back. And really start to address internal strength and support there. A little bit of balance. Push the foot into the hands to straighten your elbows and to open the chest. So we want extension through the hip flexors and across the chest, and good strength around the lumbar and the core. Now lean forwards ever so slightly and bend the elbows, pulling the right heel towards the right buttock. Keep your drishti steady or you'll fall over. From here, taking the right foot into the crook of the right elbow, left arm up and over. Left elbow behind the skull, taking hold of your hands. Keep your hips off the ground. Slowly releasing, tucking the right toes under and scooping back into downward facing dog.